MLB The Show is your home for postseason baseball. It's the second game of the National League Championship Series between the Washington Nationals and the San Diego Padres. Chris Paddock is on the mound for Game 2. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Lots of potential in this right arm here in Chris Paddock. Big, strong guy, throws good. 94 to 97 miles an hour. Live fastball, he'll throw it up in the zone. He'll throw an occasional two-seam fastball down in the zone also. Needs to work a little bit more on his secondary pitches. One of the keys for Chris Paddock, getting ahead strike one so he can use the array of off-speed pitches.
Cronenworth backs up a bit and he takes charge for the first out. So bases are empty with one out now. And Rick Merrifield will dig in at the plate. A ball and no strikes.
Wow, third pitch of the game. That looked like a pretty good pitch. If that's called a ball, it could be a rough night for the pitchers tonight.
That evens it up 1-1. Temperature here at game time, 61 degrees. Fouled off. Misses, ball 2.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Into the corner and slicing foul. Here's another 2-2. Swing and a flare down the line. Coming in is Myers. And can't make the play as it finds the outfield grass. Juan Soto to the plate now. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. Merrifield stands at first with one out. A breaking ball called just a bit low. That's the 1-1. And comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now. In the dirt, and now let's see. And you can forget about the double play now as the runner moves up to second base.
Well, the intent there with that two-strike pitch was obviously to get him to fish for something he couldn't do a whole lot with, but there's the risk that comes with that as well. If you don't execute or your catcher can't handle it very well, you give up 3 bases.
3-2 now.
You would think in this situation, maybe with a base open, he'd just pitch around him and put him on first. But not with the guy in the on-deck circle. He's going to attack this thing.
The next 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
One thing to know is not all strikeouts are created equal. Right there, he goes down on strikes, but he really made that guy on the mound work for it. And when you're doing that in the first inning, it can have an effect on how deep he's going to be able to go into the start. There's a big difference between that and going down on 3 or 4 pitches. On 0-2 here, he doesn't have to give in with a great pitch to hit. He's got a base open, so he has to focus on making a good pitch right here.
That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Got him swinging, and that's the third out. And stepping in, Tommy Pham. They lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now the pitch. Behind 0-2 now. Heading out towards shallow right. Robles waits on it. And that's the first out of the inning. For the moment here in downtown San Diego, a look at the Padres starting lineup. Who stands out to you, Danny?
Well, I love the way Aaron Cosman plays the game. The guy is in the middle of the lineup, and when he's in the middle, things just happen. Guys in front of him get on, he drives them in, And if not, he has the ability to get things started and set the guys up behind him. He's a force.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch.
I got
and on 0-2, he misses with a fastball.
He wasn't even close to swinging right there. That was a stone-cold take.
Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. And with 2 away, let's check in with our up-to-the-minute playoff bracket. And you can see our series at 1-0 as things are starting to heat up here as we get later into October. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Manny Machado is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. His career batting line with Patrick Corbin. He's 5 for 14. 2 of those hits were for home runs. Hit the other way out toward right field. And he gets there, makes the running play, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. We are still scoreless. First pitch on its way. Luis Garcia is in to start things out as he swings and misses at that one at strike 1. Sets the target low here, and it misses 1-1. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is James Kingsley.
Dan, I know I was an offensive player, but I'm okay being a pitcher's umpire. If you're going to consistently put in that outer half, James Kingsley's usually going to give it to you.
Hey, listen, there's a reason why the pitchers throughout the league, they call him the king of the hill. You move the ball a little bit off the strike zone, he's not afraid to put that arm up. He's a very good pitcher's umpire.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
That hook stayed up in the zone. You can see he struggled with that curveball early. He's trying to find that release point with his off-speed pitches. Look to see if he can find the feel for that thing moving forward.
The 2-2 one more time. Gets in looking, strike 3.
I'll tell you, it's hard to get more of a confidence boost than striking out the best hitters in the lineup back to back to back. He's looking really sharp right now.
Here's the catcher, Yan Gomes. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Behind 0-2 now. Takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, he's really rolling on the mound right now. All you have to do is look at the last 4 hitters for evidence. All 4 of them have gone down on strikes, as you're seeing here. That's not easy to do, so you know he's got to be pretty dialed in on that.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Counts even at 1-1 to Victor Robles.
Hey, make no mistake about it, this lineup's going to have to get going and get a little bit more aggressive. This guy's pounding.
A fastball that gets the lower part of the zone called for a strike.
Wow, that's 4 straight Ks. He's knocking them down. He's looking for number 5 right here. You can tell this guy on the mound, he is pitching with a whole lot of confidence in this one.
Here he comes again, 1-2. 2-2 now, 2 away, and the base is empty. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there, a little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
And he got another one here, and strikes out the side. He set down 5 in a row via the punch-out, and the inning is over. Nationals gone in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second, no score. It'll be the cleanup spot for the Padres. Will Myers set to lead off the home half of the second. first pitch curveball runs in a bit too tight. It's ball one. Ball and strike. A 1-2 count to Will Myers. That pitch was so slow it barely registered on the radar gun.
Yeah, Matt, we don't see too many pitches crawling to the plate like that, especially these days. That can be a really tough pitch for a hitter to wait back on.
Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number one. So one down, no one aboard. And standing in, here's the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. Hard hit ball to second. Merrifield scoops it up. Throw on to first, two gone. Two down, no one on base. And that brings up Clint Grisham. Turned on, but it's wide at first and foul. Bottom of the second here with no score. Well, he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two.
You know, he's had a very economical start out there. Got through the first inning on just 9 pitches, and he's got a chance to keep it in single digits again here in the second.
Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes now. So 1-2. It's a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Padres down. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring up the power hitting first baseman Ryan Zimmerman. Now here's the pitch. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike.
I love everything this pitcher's got working right now. He's got presence. He's got great body language on the mound. He's got fastball command and a nice early feel for his off-speed stuff.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch.
One and two.
Oh, and they still have no answer for him up there. 6 straight punch-outs now, and there's one away. One away now to Washington third, and that sends Patrick Corbin to the plate next. Rolled slowly down the first baseline. But this gets fouled. It's 0-1. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. 1-2 to the Nationals pitcher.
With the way this guy's throwing on the mound, you cannot be chasing. You have to set your sights a little bit lower and control the strike zone.
Make it 7 in a row. My gracious, he is simply unhittable right now. 2 away. Now here's the first offering. Trey Turner is in the 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
It's been more than 2 innings since this guy's allowed anyone to reach base. He looks pretty unbeatable on the bump right now.
Hit hard on the ground to second. Over the first, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. And at the plate is Jake Cronenworth. 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Boy, big problems here to start this at-bat. It's 0-2 now.
I know we want to focus on the offense and how bad they've been so far, but can we give some love to the pitcher? He has had these guys in the rocking chair all day.
1-2. throws it into the hit column.
Yeah, not surprising, Dan. This guy's flailing that stuff in the dirt and above his head to get to 2 strikes in any way he can cook it.
Well, you would think after throwing 2 pitches out of the zone that he would triple up and throw a third one either up, down, or in and out, but that one right in the middle of the strike zone.
Critter fields it cleanly. The second for one. First, and they get the double play, but boy, was he ever upended at second base.
That's a great example there of why the sinker is such an effective pitch. The hitter's eyes see it higher in the zone than it ends up, and that makes it real tough to square up.
So now to the plate, Chris Paddock. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike one. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now.
Down 0-2, maybe simplify the game plan right here. Get on the heater, even though he has 5 weapons to go to.
Heading out towards shallow right. Robles is there, makes the catch, and his side is retired. Nothing. All set for the start of the 4th, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Whit Merrifield.
The old adage, pitching and defense have been stellar so far. They've certainly kept both offenses in check.
Still all zeros in the run column here in the 4th inning. Dan, does this continue, or does somebody score here?
Oh, you'll have to let you know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
Merrifield behind, a ball and 2 strikes. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ballgame.
That was a good job tying him up inside on that strikeout pitch. It wasn't even in the strike zone, but with the hitter protecting with 2 strikes, that's the kind of pitch you can get him to offer at, and he's probably not going to do much with it when he does make contact.
Here now is Juan Soto. And the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The 1-0.
2-0.
Boy, that's a good pitch right there. The old school guys would call that a little bit up and in, see if he can get him to move off the box a little bit.
On the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Great call that time as they caught him thinking fastball. It's 2-1.
That is a pro pitch right there. 2-0 curveball for a strike. To make those kind of pitches, you'll be around for a long time.
The count now at 2-2. Looking to punch him out again, the pitch. And he punches out another one, make it 9 for the ball game.
He's got good swing and miss stuff in this game. That's back-to-back Ks, and that was his 9th of the game. If you're striking out 1 or more innings, you're throwing the ball pretty well.
So way down, breaking pitcher defines the zone for strike 1.
Man, this guy's been incredibly efficient so far in this one, mostly because he's getting ahead. 70% of the batters he's faced, he's thrown a first pitch strike to.
And he will strike him out. 10 now in the ballgame. Back to the top of the order now. And up next, it'll be the outfielder, Tommy Pham. And that one game's just foul. Wind up and the 0-1. That's over but low. It's a ball and a strike. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Still even at 2-2. Into the windup and the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. In there, strike one.
One of the biggest factors on how long you're going to go with a start is how many first pitch strikes you throw. 80% usually means you're going to have a pretty good day. That's on the menu so far.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1. And he fouls this one off. Pulled pretty badly there as he reaches to poke this one foul. Just one hit apiece for both of these clubs. Skied into straightaway right. Robles waits on it. And that's the second out of the inning. So 2 are gone in the Padre fourth. And that will bring in Manny Machado. First pitch on its way. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. It's a solo home run off the bat of Manny Machado. And the Padres bust out in front 1-0.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
So here's Will Myers. As the sinker to him finds the zone for strike one. Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Now the pitch. And a slider. Called strike 3 as he couldn't pull the trigger and the side is retired. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. We played 4. It's 1-0 San Diego. And back at Petco Park in San Diego as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Nationals manager Dave Martinez between innings, specifically about his club's offense to this point.
And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together.
No, they have not scored yet, but they have been successful in running up the pitch count, something they feel will eventually pay dividends on the scoreboard as the starter gets tired and they are forced to go to the bullpen. For now, they're sticking to the plan.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Well, he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
And this is taken in for out number 1. Now to bat, Yan Gomes. He went down looking in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot. Has to put the ball in play.
And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Next, it'll be Victor Robles looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Swing and miss. Gets something off that one, and it's strike 1.
I don't mind the aggressiveness right there. He was definitely trying to get the head to a fastball. He pulled the string on that one. He's going to have to stay back a little bit more.
Behind 0-2 now. Looking to punch him out again. Pitch.
Nope. Ball 1.
Man, that's a good take there on that 0-2 fastball. Just missed. He must have a really good eye at the plate.
So 1-2 pitch. on that swing as it's well wide of first. Here's another 1-2. And another strikeout here. His 11th of the ballgame, and this one ends the inning. Nationals gone in order. Bottom of the inning now, and standing in, here's the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. The pitch. A ball and no strikes. A ball and a strike to the Padres' first baseman. High in the air out to center field. Schwarber is there, and he has it for the first out. So now into the box is Trent Grisham. Struck out in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
Curveball, swing and a miss, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
Got him on a good slider there, swung on and missed as he's down on strikes for the second time tonight. Ready with the first pitch, here it comes. Back up the middle. And that's through for a hit. Next to the plate for the Padres, Victor Caratini, as the switch hitter will bat right-handed here. Runners back. He's set. Here it comes.
Inside, ball one.
Cronenworth leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Now a throw, but the throw is up the line as it gets away. The 1-0. He's running. He swings and misses. Throw down. He's not close as he's in there with a stolen base.
Well, late fielder multiple times thinking he was going to try to swipe that bag, so they will honor him, but he just waited it out and took off when he had the chance. Nice job of base running there.
Hot shot on the ground is short. A stolen base winds up as a moot point as the inning is over. Padres lead one. They lead it 1-0. Here's Ryan Zimmerman now to start things out in their half of the sixth as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
Yeah, I think if I'm the hitting coach right here, Matty, I'm telling the offense to get aggressive. Just seems like we've been going too deep in counts, and this guy has got exploding stuff on the mound. So I would tell them get overly aggressive on a heater in the middle of the plate early.
2-0. Swing and a miss. That's the first strike.
That's how you open up the outside part of the plate. Pound 2 balls in, and they get right back outside. Nice pitch.
Ball 3.
Falling behind him. 3-1.
Okay, throwing the ball great up until this point. Don't want to allow a leadoff walk. Needs to just focus in on his mechanics right here.
Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th. Now at the plate, Patrick Corbin. We'll likely see him square around the bunt. And they'll indeed have the pitcher squaring around as he puts this one down. Throw goes to first here, so it works just as they drew it up. And now the possible tying run is in scoring position at second. Striding in is Trey Turner. A base knock to the outfield could score the tying run from second. This pitch is a changeup or a false strike. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors so far for the Nationals. Right by him here, and set up for another strikeout here to come to 0-2.
That was a great hack right there. Timing was on point. Just sometimes you
ground to second. He's right there. Throw on to first, gets him, and the side is retired. Nationals lead one. They still trail 1-0. Ready now is Chris Paddock. He'll be the first to hit for the Friars in their half of the sixth inning. They're starting with a sinker here, but that sinks a bit too much that time. It's 1-0. And this will be fouled away. The 1-1. And this is popped up. Back behind second. Merrifield stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. One gone. Digging in will be Tommy Pham. No hits and 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. To short. Turner loves it. And he's going to keep the offline throw to first as the first baseman couldn't get the foot back in time. So a runner at first now with one away. And up steps the big bat of Fernando Tatis Jr. Runner goes for second. Put out and missed. Here's the throw. Skips in as he steals the bag easily.
You might say that that steal is on the catcher because the pitcher was so quick to the plate with his delivery, but I think the credit has to go to the base runner. Great jump, and he really showed off his speed there.
Flare out toward right center. Merrifield into the grass, and that'll fall in between them.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Roll. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars. That's a nice AB.
Manny Machado will stride in again, and you can bet he'd love to do again what he did back in the fourth. Solo home run here that's been the only long ball of the game so far.
Wow, the Padres have been scuffling so far. They need to get a big hit, and it's about time somebody comes through right about now.
Now the 1-0. High in the air out to center field. Schwarber is there now, and he has it. 2 gone. Next, Will Myers, who was sent packing on strikes in his last trip.
Yeah, he failed to pull the bat off his shoulder in that one, Matty. Down on 3 pitches, pretty much a wasted AB. This has to be a better effort.
Really down the line. And this will stay inside the third base bag. A fair ball. And he put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
Hey, after starting the game 0-for-2 with 2 punch-outs, that single had to feel good right there. Nice piece of work.
They're on top 1-0. Now at the plate is Juan Soto. And guys, 7th inning already. Hey, I'm not complaining, but this one's been flying by.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. That's what you get when both starting pitchers have it working. Neither of them have been nibbling around the strike zone at all, and they've trusted their defense to make the plays, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's resulting in a game that could really go either way in these late innings.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch, wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. A 1-1 home. Bounce it to the left side. On the first, and a big out to start the 7th. 1 gone. So next to bat will be Kyle Schwarber, who sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Good changeup there as he takes command. 0-2.
Well, he got the leadoff guy hitting the ground ground out. And now he's 0-2 to start this at bat. He looks really sharp so far at start the second.
He struck him out the third time he's fanned in the game. Next, here is Luis Garcia. He hits with 2 away as they continue to trail in this close game.
Well, Matt, this has been a big inning on the mound. He's had to face the middle of the order, and so far he's held them at bay.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of inning we'll look back on at the end of the game, even if the result of it changes dramatically here. Hit in the air down the right field line. And this will wind up a foul ball.
Boy, he's been great in this one, and he's only 1 strike away from putting another 0 on the scoreboard.
So the call's gone out for the right-hander Mark Melanson as he'll take over on the mound. Into center field, line right, base hit. Into the box, Yan Gomes. He'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting glove and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
Rounded weakly to the left. Scooped up. Throw in time, and the side is retired. 1 left for Washington. They trail this one 1-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And next it'll be the outfielder, Trent Grisham. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
A swing, and this one is blasted to right field. Nothing's gonna stop it. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. Solo shot here to straightaway right field. The Padres have taken a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and if you remember the previous pitch, he couldn't get around on the fastball and was mad at himself. Well, there's nothing to be mad about anymore unless you're the guy standing on the mound wondering what just happened.
Washington manager. It looks as though that's going to be off for his starter here tonight. He'll lead after 6 and at the very least kept his club in it to this point. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. He's got hits in both of his at-bats so far in this one. I'm set with the 0-1.
Nope, that's a ball.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Action now in the Washington bullpen as a right-hander begins to get loose. 2 runs, 6 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Padres. Skied down the left field line. And foul.
Put that in the memory bank. First time he breaks out a curveball right there, and it's a pretty good one.
The 1-2. High in the air out to center field. Schwarber is right there, 1 down. Stepping in next, Victor Caratini. 1 run in and 1 gone so far at the center. First pitch on the way. He pulls this one into right, and he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow. Nelson Cruz will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here. From the stretch. As he rips it on the ground to second, Merrifield picks it up for the first with time to spare, and the side is retired. The Padres get 1 in the inning, and it comes on the solo home run. Austin Adams has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Now the first pitch. Trying to bunt for a base hit here as he gets this one down. Throw will not be in time. It's a perfect bunt there. Nets him a base runner to lead off the inning. Standing in now, Ryan Zimmerman. Receiver takes strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls in the strike. It was a walk in his last trip. Count even at 1-1 to the Nationals' first baseman.
These are the moments that don't always show up on the highlight reel. Big spot. They have a chance right here. This guy mixes in a knock. They have a chance to get right back in this game. If not, if he grounds into a double play, it's pretty much over.
Andrew Stevenson will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot. First pitch of the AV on its way. The 0-1 pitch.
Clearly staying away from him in this at-bat with that runner in scoring position tells me they're trying to force him to reach for something and maybe roll over him.
The count now at 2-1. Robles leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Count even at 2-2. From the belt, the pitch. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get him a field in the third, and no swing. 3. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Ready. Here's the first pitch. Trey Turner is in now as he watches a pitch for ball 1. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. May have gotten a piece of that one, but no matter, it's 1-1.
I know closers are known for having the nastiest stuff on the team. Exploding fastballs, devastating off speed. But they'd be lying if they didn't say they wanted a 2-run, 3-run lead.
But we'll have to press pause as that strike 3 to retire the side. Nationals lead 1. They're down 2-0. Daniel Hudson is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. The San Diego batting order turns over and set to go Tommy Pham. No hits in 3 tries so far. He struck out once. No balls and a strike to count. Pham with an even 1-1 count now. The pitch. And this is yanked hard down the left field line. And this is a fair ball as it heads for the Western Metal Supply Company building. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out.
He went with the slider, but the hitter wasn't fooled for a second. Gets the barrel of the bat in the zone and rips it down the line for a leadoff double.
Now set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Fernando Tatis Jr. is at the plate now, and he's quickly behind 0-1. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. Now a look and a throw back to second. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Ripped down the first base line. This will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count and the pitch. And this is swung on and missed. And boy, they took care of a key man there. 1 away.
One of the toughest pitches they hit, the straight changeup, right? El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at-bat. And what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
And in steps Manny Machado. line, that's a base hit. Fenner is on his way home. Safe at the plate. It's now a 3-0 ball game.
Hey, Giro, that's a big RBI right there to stretch this lead to 3. Takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part of the inning.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. That's all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful. Giving them that 3-run push, and that's the main thing.
Here's Will Myers. And he puts it on the ground to second. Merrifield brings it in. One there on the first, but not in time as he's in there ahead of the throw. So that one wasn't quite hit sharply enough to turn 2.
Yeah, choppers like that make it really tough. You can't make the ball get to him much faster, so the key is making sure you field it cleanly and at least get one, which they did there.
Long run for the center fielder. He makes the catch. What a play on the run to end the inning. Padres able to pick up 1 on a couple of... With Merrifield next to hit. He's the one to start off the 9th inning with his guys in danger of going down 2 games to none if they can't rally. Whit Merrifield is in to start things off here as he looks at a called strike with 0-1.
Hey, you want someone sometimes to rattle the bat rack, but also the guy on the mound's got to eat too. They're executing their pitches out there. It's going to be tough to score some runs.
Good hard slider as this one swung on and missed for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and have backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Juan Soto comes on with one away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Fastball high, and it's quickly 2-0.
The last thing you want to do when you've got a 3-run lead in the 9th is give the other guys any sense of hope. It's a good time to challenge here on 2-0, especially since there's a good chance he's taking until he gets a strike.
2 balls and a strike to count. 2-1 on its way. Pulled toward right center field. Center fielder on the run. But it's the right fielder that gets there to make the catch. And there are 2 gone now. Now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Kyle Schwarber, comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the 9th. Check the swing there, and Larry Fuller says he held up just enough. Ball 1. Up and the 1-0 pitch. Swing and miss as he runs up on the fastball. 1-1.
He knows full well he's sitting on a hat trick right here. All he's trying to do is avoid the golden sombrero.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. Crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over. Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. San Diego take a 2-0 lead here in the League Championship Series. Chris Paddock is the winning pitcher of record. Patrick Corbin pitched well, allowing only 2 earned, but ends up taking the loss. So that will wrap things up. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watkey, and our whole crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, head to theshow.com. Bye.